Thank you for calling the Constituent Helpline. If you are calling regarding an unemployment claim or question, please press 1. For any other questions, please press 2.
Thank you for calling. Please wait while we transfer your call to the next available representative.
Governor's office, how can I help you?
Hi there. My name is Patrick Holland, and I'd like to call to I'm hoping the governor will actually consider the elimination of food tax in his tax reduction package that he's talking about this coming up week. I'm curious, has anyone called about that?
Yes, we've received a few calls, but my understanding is there won't be anything added to the special session.
There won't be anything added at all.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Is there any way I can meet with the governor tomorrow?
No, that will highly be unlikely, sir.
Okay, gotcha. Because I will be in Jefferson City tomorrow, so I was hoping to see him. Every time I'm there, I try to meet with him. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I know he's in meetings all morning and he's traveling in the afternoon.
Okay, understood. Okay, so basically the governor is he put out a press release saying that he is not going to add anything? I know he said something about...
he announced what his tax initiative was, and that was in a press release, yes.
Okay, gotcha. So he is not deviating from that whatsoever?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, that's a shame, because I think considering Article 1, Section 2 of the Missouri Constitution, I think the elimination of sales tax on food is probably the most constitutional and certainly the most ethical way to go forward with tax reduction. Possibly gasoline tax, too. Okay, well, thank you. So, can you pass my message on to the governor?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. Welcome to the Missouri Freedom Initiative. Today's the 13th of September. It's the year 2022, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, closer to 2:15. Guys, that phone call I made to the governor's office, that was literally just a little bit ago, but unfortunately, I did not have OBS set up correctly, so it was recording the wrong screen. Unfortunately, I was stupid. But at any rate, at least we got the audio. So, and I'm not going to redo the call. But I wanted to let you know that is the official position, apparently, according to the constituency hotline, which is, of course, the phone number for the governor. The governor is not going to consider anything else for tax reduction in the state of Missouri except for his proposed package, which is as follows. Reduction on income tax from 5.3% to 4.8%, state income tax, and then also a big corporatist, crony capitalist mercantile package for agriculture that will only be a tax reduction for approximately 10% of the population of Missouri. Now, what I said in that phone call is real. That is actually against the Missouri Constitution because the law has to be applied equally. It is the law that they have to cut taxes right now because we're bringing in way too much for our current government operations. So they have two options: expand the government. And by the way, I was not kidding when I said it's the most moral tax reduction you can do in a state. Moral. So, taxing people on food is not moral. So, and many other blue states have literally a leg up on this. They don't have sales tax on food in their states. Yeah, they have higher taxes in general, but they certainly, Minnesota comes to mind, but there are plenty of other states. I've heard recently Nebraska doesn't have sales tax on food. So some red states don't have it. It's time to get rid of that. And even if we can't get that on the special session, we will certainly be raising awareness about this and letting, they're going to make some recommendations to you, and I'm going to make this real short. This video will not be long, promise. So here's, first of all, the call to action. The call to action is very simple. Continue making phone calls. Call the governor's office, email the governor's office, call your senator, email your senator, call your representative, email your representative. Let them all know that you want sales tax on food, and that's if, of course, you want this. You want the sales tax on food gone. gone. We really don't need that anymore. We haven't needed it even before inflation because, you know, we have enough money coming in just from the lottery alone, but there's lots of other places the money could be taken from too. We're flush with cash in the state. We have to reduce taxes. And of course, as inflation is biting us so hard right now, the government's playing on everyone's fears and everyone's hopes. Oh, yeah, it makes it sound like, oh, he's wanting to do a reduction in income tax. That's not the way it works, gang. This was coming automatically next year anyway. So having a special session, an emergency session to reduce taxes, and he's doing something, he's just front-running something that's happening naturally next year anyway. But he is throwing in that corporatist package for agriculture. Not a good deal. Not a good deal, gang. And Governor, shame on you. Shame on you. I mean, you keep trying to trick us all the time. I remember last year when he said, hey, I put out an executive, or maybe it was early this year, put out an executive order, you know, basically for conscientious and religious exemption from the jab, you know, for the people of Missouri. And it turns out that it only applied to state and state contractors, state employees and state contractors. And so shame on you for that, Governor. We haven't forgotten that. But we're not real happy with the package you're proposing right now. You definitely need to bring down income tax even more and get rid of the sales tax on food. These are the two things that are, you know, gasoline tax would be another moral choice. So the first of all, talking about the Missouri Constitution, First Amendment, Section 2 applies. Equal application of the law. And the law says tax cuts. We have to, because we're bringing in more money than we need. So continue making phone calls, gang. And this is why you have to do it. I've talked to a lot of people that unfortunately have not made phone calls. I've talked to many more people who have. But politicians are the worst mind readers in the world. Believe me, I've been working with politicians for 25 years. They don't know what you want. They really don't. They think they do sometimes, but they really don't know what you want until you literally contact them and let them know what you want. And believe me, most of them are actually quite responsive. So, and not all of them, by the way. But here's the deal, gang. We've had two opportunities in a row here to get the sales tax on food removed. We had Mary Elizabeth Coleman's bill, HB 1992, which was on the floor in 2022, this year. And Dean Plocker single-handedly decided that it wasn't going to be on the floor. He caused it to languish on the calendar and time out before, you know, all the way to the end of session. Yet this is an easy win. You would think that Republicans, you know, the party of lower taxes, smaller government, would be all over this. Yet we've had Dean Plocker say no to it, essentially. And now we have the governor saying no to it, essentially. This is pretty scary, especially since the Democrats want this as well. This is something where both parties can come together. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. We could do this, yet it's never allowed to be on the table. And this is a terrible thing, you know, in the state of Missouri. We have to fight this kind of crony capitalism that's going on with the agriculture bill, too. So here's what I recommend. And once again, I don't tell anyone what to do. I recommend you make your phone calls and your emails. This is important because, once again, these guys don't know what you want. Trust me, they don't. So continue doing that. We will keep you apprised, because special session starts tomorrow. Remember, the 14th of September. That's tomorrow. Special session starts. We will keep you apprised of everything that's going on. So we'll keep you updated through the channel, and we'll try to go live from the Capitol tomorrow if I can actually make it happen, so we can get something live out, you know, basically while proceedings are happening or while we're talking to somebody. So we will keep you in the loop on everything that's going on. Special session continues through next week. I know that. I've heard the schedule. But I think it goes through next week as well. So we're going to continue pushing. Americans for Prosperity will be there tomorrow. They're holding a rally in the Rotunda at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they are trying to get the governor to lower the income tax rate even more than what he's proposed. So that's a good, you know, once again, that's a good cause as well. I think morally, I think that going after sales tax on food or going after sales tax on gasoline are probably the better choices morally, because that helps everybody. Income tax doesn't help everybody, because there are some people that don't pay income tax that are on fixed incomes or you know, retired or disabled or what have you. So I like it when tax cuts help everybody. That actually makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. So I like that. And that's what we need in Missouri. The other tax cuts are great too, but no more crony capitalist bills. My God, we've got to stop this. We got to pay attention from now on. We have too many rhinos up in Jeff City right now, way too many rhinos, and they're always trying to get these corporatist bills through. So that's up to us to stop that, because once again, as much as I like some of those politicians up in Jeff City, some of them I don't like so much, but they don't read minds very well at all. And when they try to read minds, because they're not getting phone calls and emails, they generally don't do a real good job. So the other part of this, and by the way, I'm going to end it here real quick here. Bill Eigel's office is home base for us. For those of you who remember, home base for us for years was Eric Burleson's office. Eric Burleson is terming out, and he is, actually running for U.S. House District 7, and it looks like he'll get it too. But at any rate, I have permission to actually use Bill's office. So we're going to use Bill's office for this visit, and possibly going forward. Bill's a friend of mine. He's a good man. So at any rate, we'll go ahead and make Bill's office home base. What does that mean? That means if you come late, or if you leave the Capitol and go to lunch, or you get lost, or you need a place to put your coat, all of that, basically means Bill's office is home base. And what that means is, if you show up in Bill's office and you say, hey, I just came back from lunch, I need to find the group, Sherry or one of the other assistants there in Bill's office will give one of the group leaders a call so we can come by and collect you so you can join the gang as we continue, going, knocking on doors and, going down the halls. That's what that means. So Bill Eigel's office, and his office number is 227. So, and remember now, we're in the Rotunda tomorrow. The Rotunda, it's first floor. You can't miss it. If you've never been to the Capitol before, when you go in the doors in any way, basically you will go right into the Rotunda. It's very big. And you can see it even from the second and the third floor, because, that's where the dome is, by the way. Even the secret fourth, fifth, and sixth floors. Sorry, that's just an ironic joke. So that's where we're meeting at 9 a.m., and then we'll start knocking on doors. If you come in late, head to Bill Eigel's office. Sherry or one of Bill's assistants will give one of the team leaders a call, and then, we can come and get you, and you can join the group as well. I hope to see you all tomorrow. What we're doing is important, gang. This is actually really, really important. Even if we don't get this during special session, we will definitely be paving the road to get elimination of sales tax on food in 2023. This is how it works, gang. Participatory government. That's what we're engaging in right now. Because once again, there are horrible mind readers up in Jefferson City. Horrible. Just, they couldn't, I don't know. It's almost a prerequisite, to be a politician, is you have to be a horrible mind reader. So you got to call those guys up there. You got to call those guys and gals and let them know, hey, I want the sales tax removed on food. And remember, call the governor and email the governor first. That's your first priority. And then when you call your senator and representative, let them know you've called the governor's office and talked to the assistant there, and you've also emailed the governor, because they're going to tell you, oh, well, we don't make the agenda, the governor does. We know this. So this is what you need to do, and this sets up accountability, because last year the governor didn't even publicly acknowledge all the calls, coming in, the thousands and thousands of calls coming in for a special session that we needed at the time. At least we thought we needed at the time. So participatory government, gang. If you're not participating, believe me, someone else is participating in your stead, and you may not like what their agenda is. It's up to you. I hope to see all of you tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you very much for joining us. You guys all have a wonderful day today. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all.